Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I'm proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. So I'm going to do my personal little rebuttal to this documentary called Neverland Firsthand. Now, just the fact that I would be doing a rebuttal to a documentary that's rebutting the Leaving Neverland documentary, it's just like disgusting. The fact that I would even need to do this. But the reason I need to do this is because the Brandy Jackson and the Taj Jackson has been just everywhere doing interviews over. They've been doing so much that it's just watered down and it's just trash from what I see. And nobody's asking them any real questions. It's just completely one-sided stroke jobs. And see, that's the thing. When this, if you want to have a conversation, okay, this is be a fight. It's supposed to be more like a fight. I'm going to be throwing blows. I'm going to be hurting you. You're supposed to be throwing blows back at me and hurting me. We're supposed to be having a fight. It's supposed to be more like a fight. But these people, when they do it, I say, it's a stroke job. Because what they say is, oh, yeah, like this. And they agree. All they're always doing is agreeing with each other. Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, they're all just, it's a stroke job, okay? Stroke jobs are pathetic. And now I have to say this right off the beginning because what I'm going to do to this thing, it's going to make it seem like I'm saying Michael's a pedophile. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is that this documentary is so bad that to me, it proves more that Michael's a pedophile than him being innocent. That's how bad it is, okay? So I'm going to go through this here, and I'm just going to pick apart some of this stuff here and show you just how it's not credible on any level. So watch this.
And you were how old?
Maybe about 9-10 years old.
Cool.
We met at a photo shoot with my Uncle Michael. Everything went really well. We all hung out together. We were friends, becoming friends, I should say. And then next thing I knew, he had asked my Uncle Michael if he could get to know me better. He had started to develop a little crush. He asked my Uncle Michael if he would arrange a situation where we could get to know each other better. So my uncle did that. He had us both meet at the ranch. Wade's family was there, his mother, his sister, himself. I was there with my brother. We were there for about a week, just getting to know each other. And towards the end of that trip, he very sweetly turned to me and asked, would you be my girlfriend? And of course, we had gotten along so well, I said yes.
And that started then and last for 7 plus?
7 plus years.
7 plus years.
We had about a 10-year friendship relationship. It's just hard to pinpoint the exact. So 7 plus
time.
Years.
So it started as I guess a young innocent thing, but then by the end of it, you were in your late teens.
Absolutely.
So it was by all means, a real relationship.
Absolutely.
By the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the end of it, okay? See, and this is one of the things, too. There's so much in this documentary for me to go through and actually critique all of it. It would take me, hours and stuff. It would take so long. So that's part of what I'm doing here, and I'm going to try and just talk about a few of the points, things that I could do. So in the beginning there, when she's saying that Michael is telling her that Wade was attracted to her, that he's going to, the little thing like that. Okay, so that right there, she, right off at the beginning, with her relationship with Wade is based under her understanding and belief of what Michael had said to her at that moment. And now what we got to say is that if Michael was a pedophile, then that's the thing about Leaving Neverland. It did one thing. It makes you have to say, well, if Michael was a pedophile. Because before, we would just always say, no. It was easily discredited. But now, the Leaving Neverland, it did do one thing. It got to the point, because these accusations are so serious and, real detailed accusations. So you have to actually start asking now, was Michael a pedophile? And if you ask the question if Michael was a pedophile, right in the beginning, you would say, well, if Michael was a pedophile and he was sexually abusing Wade Robson, what he would have done here, how this would have happened for Brandy, is that Michael then would have told Wade, okay, here's how it goes in the world, because he's grooming him. And so he's telling him that our relationship is what matters. But he's going to tell him we have to have fake relationships for the public. And you're going to have relationships with women. So here, he says, look, I've got a niece, and I'm going to get you to hang out with her, and I'll let you start learning how to have a fake relationship with the woman. See how easily this relationship could be turned into a grooming, because look at the other part of the reality is you have Michael Jackson setting his niece up with this boy when they're 10 years old. So she's saying that this is the start of a relationship. Basically, she's claiming to have been in this long relationship with Wade. But then when you find out the truth of it, it's like it starts when they're like 10. Okay, well then that would be more of in the line with Michael being a pedophile, and he's more like wanting to see kids having, he's getting off the, because a pedophile guy would also, not only would he have sexual desires towards a kid, he would also have sexual fantasies of watching that kid have sex, and like how Michael would want to be the fantasizing of the childhood stuff. Well, having young love, well, isn't that one of the things that Michael would want to be experiencing that he didn't get to experience? See how easily I can turn this stuff on them. This is what's the problem with these people. They're not qualified to have real discussions, and if they ever tried to have a discussion with somebody real, boy, it wouldn't turn out good for them because they're not qualified. So here's another part here, this next guy.
There was nothing that even hinted at, oh wow, what is this guy into?
Right.
That Michael's, it was Shirley Temple and Disney music. And it really was. That's what the guy dug.
So this guy here, he's like a musical engineer, recording or something like that, really big with Michael's electronics at the studio, at his home, major involved in Michael's life. And so then he's sitting there saying, oh, no, there's nothing wrong with this guy, nothing at all, right? He says there's nothing. And then he says, yeah, well, he listened to Shirley Temple and Disney music. And then he says, and then right there is, oh, that's just what he dug. Okay, so first of all, he's telling you, why would you even question anything about the guy? And then he tells you he's listening to Shirley Temple and living like the child. Okay, so right there, the guy just totally discredits himself. He says, why would you question it? And then he validates that it's extremely unusual the way this guy is living. So this guy is just, it's one-sided. Like I said, it's a stroke job. That's what you're getting out of this, because the guy giving the interview is leading him into these kind of stroke job kind of conversations, trying to get what he wants, to paint a picture of the Michael and the stuff the way that they want it. It's total crap and stuff. So let me see. Here we go. Here goes another part. Let me show you this.
That's why you always start with your strongest witness. In our case, that was Wade Robson.
Okay, so they're talking about starting with the strongest witness. Okay, and so the reason, if Wade Robson had been molested from a little kid, okay, the real grooming that they're saying that this is what had taken place. This is why Wade was so good. They're saying, how could he do the lies? How could he tell the lies? Well, he was groomed from the young age. Michael, this was the guy, this is how they said it in the documentary. They're making it seem like how Michael was a mastermind of grooming him all throughout the time. So that by the time that he got up on here, the story that what he's telling is the only story that he understands of Michael. So it's extremely easy for him to lie and lie and lie and tell that story, because he's been groomed and totally trained on how to do it for years and years and years. So it's just for you people to come at it like this, the way, oh, why would he do that if he was there? It's because he's still in it. Okay, like I said, I'm not saying he's a pedophile, but what I'm saying is if I wanted to defend the accusations, I'm able to do that here. That's what I'm trying to show you. Okay, so now let's watch this here.
It was living vicariously through people. He didn't have a childhood. He was in studio all the time, you know.
Okay, this right here, think about it. Every single Michael Jackson fan, every one of them, every single person that ever talks about Michael Jackson, every one of them, I've heard him say this exact word, like scripted. Well, Michael Jackson didn't have a childhood. Oh, he was always busy. He was, okay, every one of them. And I am disgusted by this. It's like, it is the stupidest fucking thing ever. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it's so stupid that I would literally move towards Michael Jackson being a pedophile and lying to people and telling them this story because it's so stupid. But my story is the one that actually explains it. That Michael is an orphan. Mine actually explains it. But without my story, this is total pedophile crap, grooming of kids. Michael didn't have a childhood. Okay, now look at Michael Jackson, the age 5 years old. He starts to get into the music business, right? Okay, he's still going to school at that time. He's not like on the road. And right here he says he's always in the studio. Right now he's not in the studio hardly at all. first what he really starts getting in, he starts going on the road, doing some work, but he's still going to school. He's still having encounters with kids. He still has a big family with all the brothers. What more of a childhood could you need? That's perfect childhood. And then so when he does get into Motown and he starts getting busy and all that stuff, okay, all that stuff. Now he's getting private tutor training. He's probably out of school. He's getting private tutor training. But at school, what the hell? What childhood did I have? All of us. They sat our ass in school. I was in a desk. All those hours. All that wasted time, all those wasted years. And you're gonna sit here and tell me this fucking rock star didn't have a childhood? It's the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard. And every single one of you that says it is a freaking slave moron. It's the stupidest thing ever. This kid was a fucking rock star at 5 years old. That's the best fucking childhood ever. It's the stupidest fucking thing. But the only thing that justifies it is when you find out that at 10 years old, he was told that he was not a Jackson by Diana Ross. She tells him, you're not a Jackson. You're my child. I gave you to them. And it's like, okay, now when you hear the reality that Michael is saying, oh, I was orphaned to the Jackson family. I wasn't part of this family. There was no love from Joe. He was working me. And then at that time, then Diana says, you got to stay here and be a Jackson. Now he's in the studio. He's working. He's a slave. Now that fits under the context of I didn't have a childhood. Not your stupid fucking rock star story. It's so fucking pathetic. I'm so mad at that shit. I mean, it's disgusting. So here, let's go on to this more. This guy, I hate this guy.
May 2011 sent that email asking for the gig. July 2011 interview, he stated that he was starting on the show.
I'm starting on Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson show, which is exciting and terrifying all at the same time because it's such a huge responsibility.
Sometime after that, Jamie King got the gig. Late 2012, Wade starts drafting a book about the alleged abuse. No publisher picks it up. 1st of May 2013, Wade files a civil lawsuit against the Michael estate for monetary compensation with claims of childhood sexual abuse. 16th of May 2013, Wade goes public with the allegations on television. A week later, May 23rd, 2013, Michael Jackson 1 Cirque du Soleil starts. It seems a little bit, it seems a little...
When you lay it out...
When you lay it out like that.
People, you need to lay it out like that to people, otherwise they don't see it. They don't see the motivation of why he's doing certain things.
And of course...
Okay, so right there, see how he's like, you need to lay it out that way. You need to frame it this way to put the picture, to get them to thinking the way that you want them to think in their head. He discredits us. He's discrediting us as any kind of individual having the ability to make our own judgments. He says, well, you have to form it this way to form that thought into their head. Okay, that's what he just freaking said. That's what they're doing. And all of this stuff right here, okay, it's so easy to fucking destroy this stuff if Wade was being abused by Michael, okay? Don't you think that when Michael passes away, then now the family comes in control of some of Wade's future that he was promised to by Michael? Okay, so now this is the kind of thing that where Wade is saying, I was abused by Michael, I was the one suffering and being Michael's friend and Michael gave me all these promises, So when that Cirque du Soleil thing comes up, Wade's thinking if Michael was alive, this was my job, okay? And now that if he doesn't get it, I would think that fully justifies the reasoning in him to say, fuck the family, and in reality, fuck Michael Jackson because he screwed me over from the beginning. Now look at the position I'm in. That completely justifies his rationality for coming out at that time and starting to make the accusations. Like I said, I'm not here trying to make Michael a pedophile, but I'm saying what they're doing, it much justifies Michael being a pedophile as the Leaving Neverland documentary because it's a stroke job. And anytime you do a stroke job, all it's really going to do is make Michael look more like a pedophile. It makes the family look pathetic. Any interviewers that are pathetic, the fact that they even would give this guy any time and do this and sit down, it's pathetic. I'm sick of it. Brandy Jackson, shut the fuck up. Either get real, start talking some fucking hardcore shit, or get the fuck off of here. Taj Jackson, shut the fuck up. I don't even want to see your stupid fucking documentary now. You've destroyed it. You're totally discredited. I don't give a fuck about you or any of the fucking Jackson's family and the fans. I'm the only one here with any fucking real argument going on. You guys are weak as fuck.